Most NBA bettors don't lose because they can't pick winners. They lose because they fall into the same traps the sportsbook is counting on: chasing losses, betting their favorite players, reacting to small samples, and ignoring the built in edge the sportsbooks already have. So, in this video, we're going to break down the biggest NBA betting obstacles, the psychological traps, strategic mistakes, and then the discipline issues that consistently hurt bettors, and more importantly, how to recognize them and then avoid them. So every NBA bettor runs into the same obstacles. The difference between winning and losing long term is whether you recognize them early and build habits to fight back. So let's start with the sportsbook's built-in edge. First is going to be sharp info. Sportsbooks get injury news, lineup data, and betting signals faster than the public. So you're not going to beat them on raw information. Next is going to be the speed. NBA lines move very fast, especially with injury news and the load management that we talked about. So if you're late, the edge is usually going to be gone. Uh, how can you fight back from this? You should do your work before the news hits. Power ratings, rush tracking, matchup prep. So when the news does break, you're really reacting and you're not necessarily scrambling around. Market size will be another one. The NBA is a massive betting market. Big money flows in. Bad numbers don't just last long. Uh, Now we're gonna move on to the kind of the tilt traps. The first one's obviously gonna be chasing losses. The NBA runs every single night, so this makes it easy to feel like you can get it back tomorrow, and that's exactly how your bankroll is going to die. Betting favorite players is another one. Stars are fun to bet, and sportsbooks know it. So popular bets are often overpriced, especially in the props market. Narrative traps, we're talking about hot streaks, revenge games, national TV performances. The NBA is full of storylines, so most of them are already baked into the line. That's what you need to know. And the NBA rewards discipline. So if you understand these obstacles and build systems to counter each of them, you're already ahead of most of the market. So just like we said earlier in the video, is that most bettors don't lose betting the NBA because they don't know basketball. They lose because of the discipline failures and even the mental shortcuts. Let's start with the discipline side first. The first one's going to be overbetting the board. We keep talking about this, right? The NBA has games every single night, which creates an illusion that every game is a betting opportunity when it's really not. The only time you really should be betting is when you have plus EV and close line value. That's when you should. Next would be ignore line shopping. So half a point or a few cents doesn't feel important to you right now until you start to add it up over hundreds of bets. So that's when it will start to peak its head. Next will be abandoning the plan. Think about a losing night makes people change strategies mid-season. That's how data gets polluted. Always stick to the plan long enough to get real sample sizes before making any changes at all. Next is going to be not tracking. And if you don't track bets, edges, and assumptions, you're guessing and you're not necessarily betting. I need you guys to record keep everything: results, variables, closing line value, context, fundamental factors. Record keep everything. Now, let's talk about the strategic and analytical obstacles. The first one's going to be recency bias, right? The NBA, we talked about it like 9 times already. It's a daily league. This makes yesterday feel more important than it actually is. So you have to zoom out. Use rolling samples, not just single game results. That's what's going to kind of keep you away from that recency bias. Next will be confirmation bias. So once you like a side, it's going to be easy to look for information that supports it. Don't do that. Always argue both sides of a bet at all times. Gambler's fallacy will be next. This is believing a team is due after losses or wins, and it's ignoring probability. Remember, every game is its own event. Trends only matter if the inputs still exist. Now, overvaluing small samples, that's going to be next. A hot stretch or a cold week can trick you into thinking something changed fundamentally, but you have to remember enough data is going to help you and it's going to help support you. The final one is probably the most important, and this is not accepting losing. So even good bettors lose. If you can't accept that, you're gonna chase, tilt, and then eventually oversize. Even the best bettors in the world, they lose 45% of the time. Trust me, you will lose. Now, NBA betting rewards the structure, the patience, and the self awareness. So if you fix these obstacles, your edge doesn't just improve, it's going to survive. Now, drop a comment and tell us what part of these NBA betting obstacles do you struggle with the most, and we read all of them, whether they're good, bad, or indifferent. But make sure leave a comment on which obstacle really grinds your gears.
All right, so those are some of the biggest NBA betting obstacles that trip bettors up. So not just the beginners, but experienced bettors too. If you can recognize these obstacles and eliminate them from your process, you immediately put yourself ahead of the majority of the betting market. So if you found this video helpful, hit the like button. It's going to help this content reach more bettors trying to improve their approach. Subscribe to Grandstand Sports Data. If you enjoy this type of breakdown, we could focus on strategy, analytics, and then those real betting processes, not necessarily selling you picks. And I'd also like to hear from you guys. Which obstacles have hurt you in the past, or maybe even the most recent one that has hurt you? Let me know down in the comments. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.